Hey, and welcome to Tax Talk with the Tax Queen. My name is Heather Ryan. I am also known as the Tax Queen. Today, I'm going to be talking about overcoming common small business financial beliefs. And yes, you can. So, number one is a belief that you do not know what you're doing. And I really when you first started your business, have you learned things? Were you scared? Of course you were, right? Yeah, like we all are. We're all kind of scared. We're jumping into the deep end, right? We're taking risk. We're trying something new, but you did. You took that risk. You overcame that fear of starting your business, and so you can also overcome the fear of your books and that numbers are complicated because they don't have to be, right? So we're going to take baby steps, and that's why I recommend doing weekly numbers. And so weekly accounting, weekly bookkeeping just keeps you on top of things, and it doesn't overwhelm you. And so you will know what you're doing, right? So that is a misbelief that you do not know what you're doing, because I bet you do. And it's really just important to believe in yourself. Number two is common misbelief is that you're going to be able to rely on your memory. And I'm here to tell you that is not the case, because most of us can't remember what we wore yesterday or what we ate last week or other events that happen in our life on a daily basis, right? So let alone something that happened 3 months or 6 months or 9 months ago in your business. So that could be a purchase that you made or something, and you're going back and you're like trying to catch up for tax time. And it was something that happened 6 months ago, and you're like, I don't remember what that was for. I don't remember what that $50 was. And that's why it's really important to keep up with this on a regular basis. So I like to say weekly. You're going to hear that as a theme. And just keep receipts. And so if you do this on an everyday basis or on a weekly basis, then you are not relying on your memory, because memories are not reliable. Trust me. And it's just really that simple. If you just keep everything organized as you're going and as it's happening, take that 5 seconds out to save that receipt into a receipts folder. Take that once a week, half an hour, 20 minutes. Maybe it only takes you 15 minutes a week to do your bookkeeping, to get into the accounting software, to add in all the expenses you've had that week, and to add in any income that you received that week. And you're keeping up with it, right? So it's not overwhelming, and it's not going to cause anxiety when you do finally get to it. Number three is a belief, right? So you dislike numbers, you're not good at numbers, whatever word you want to use, right? So we're all decent at numbers, right? We can all do basic math. We're all taught it in school, and it's really not complicated. So no calculus needed, no algebra needed, just basic, easy addition, and the computer is really going to do all the work for you. So again, set aside that 15 minutes a week, work on your numbers, and then once a month you can do a little bit of a deeper dive when you go to reconcile, when you run those reports. But the computer is doing all the heavy lifting. It's doing all the number playing for you. And don't focus on that aspect that you're not good at math or you're not good at numbers, okay? Because the computer is going to handle the heavy lifting. And it's still really, really important to understand the financial health of your business. Even if you think you're not good at numbers, you need to know the numbers of your business. Even if you're a creative, right? And that's like the last thing you want to look at. You need to know, right? You need to know if you're doing art shows, that art show is worth your time and energy, instead of, oh my gosh, you just lost $5,000 traveling there and staying in a hotel and all of that extra aspect, the jury fees to get in and all of that. So you need to know that, right? You need to know your numbers. And I believe that you can do it, right? Just because you dislike them doesn't mean you can't embrace them. Number four is that numbers are just for taxes. That's the only reason why you need to look at it. And I'm here to tell you that is not true. You need to double check your expenses. You need to, be watching your income. You need to be looking at your reports. Numbers are not for taxes. Yes, we use them on tax returns, right? It is important for your tax return preparation once a year, but it's also just important for understanding the financial health and wellness of your business, and where you're remembering your goals, like why you started out to do this, right? You need to know that you have the money in there to pay yourself. You have bills, right? So we need to know this, and you just need to know all of that. So it's just, what's selling well, what's not, where your expenses, can you cut them back so you have a little extra cash in your pocket, a little higher profit? So just be aware of all of that. Remember, we're nurturing our businesses. So we jumped in, we took that risk. We're going to embrace those numbers, and we're going to use those numbers not just for a tax return, but for other purposes. Number 5 is that you think you have more important things to do, right? There are more pressing things in your business, whether it's working with your contractors and approving their work. Maybe it's, working on the next big project and it's taking all of your energy and effort. But I'm here to tell you, you shouldn't put your numbers aside. You do not have more important things to do. You need to know the financial health of your business. Do you start to see a theme here? I stress it. So especially for the small business owner, but even as you're growing, right? So even you're growing, maybe now you have an employee or two and things are going really well. You need to keep on that path. You need to keep on that growth path, or you need to make sure that you're at least maintaining it. And the only way to do that is to look at your numbers. So don't be afraid of them. Jump on in. Number 6 is that help is expensive. So if you're like, you know what, I am not a numbers person, I don't want anything to do with this, I want someone else to be doing this on a monthly basis or a weekly basis, depending on your business, help is too expensive, right? So that's your belief. But don't think that way, because again, you're not a numbers person. Then outsource it. Hire someone to help you with it, keep up with it, and go over the finances together with them. Did you know that 40% of small business owners spend 80 hours or more on bookkeeping and taxes? So yes, you may actually have more important things to be doing, right? More pressing items, okay? And then you can outsource it. Help is not too expensive if you think of it that way. Like, what is your time worth on the business? So make sure that you understand that. But I think in all of this, you get the point that numbers are important, whether you embrace them or not, whether you outsource the help that you need to understand them and guide you through this process. Find someone that fits your budget, wherever you may sit. You can do it. Just take it one step at a time and conquer these misbeliefs. I call them misbeliefs. So let's just review one last time. Number 1 is that you do not know what you're doing. And you do, I promise, or you wouldn't have gotten where you were. You got past that initial, scared point, and I promise you can do it. Don't rely on your memory, because we will not remember what happens last week, let alone 3 months ago, or 6 months ago, or 9 months ago. And just don't believe the disbelief that you dislike numbers. There is that belief, right? So you're not good at math, you're not good at numbers. And I promise you, the computer does the heavy lifting. You can do it. And if you can't, outsource it. Number 4 is that numbers are just for taxes. And as we've discussed, they're not just for taxes. Number 5, you have more important things to do, or you feel like you have more important things to do. And number 6 is help is too expensive. And remember, help is not expensive. It's going to save you time, energy, stress, all of that, right? So it's worth outsourcing, because numbers are important. The financial health of our business is really important to understand. There you have it. These are the 6 common small business misbeliefs, and you can overcome them. See you next time.